Good call, babe. Um, so, right, like you have to do that. But if you want the fun coupons to be able to go do the fun stuff, you can't make it about those. You got to make it about servicing and helping everybody. But are you creating value for every human you come in contact with? Right? Like, I really have thought about a lot, like what Todd said, like, right? Like, what's the sentence people say about you when you're not in the room? Right? Like, I want that to be there. Cause listen, this is a volunteer army. And Christina said it today, and I really believe it's the same. I believe in everybody. I hope you all know that. I believe in everybody that's on here and not. And I will give you a lot of grace and I will try to help you get there. But I also see a lot of people say they're going to do it, and then they don't do it. Then they say they do it, and they don't do it. It doesn't make me believe in you less, but just might not be the right time. But I'm still going to love on you. I'm going to still try to help you, but I'm also going to put my time where I see people, you know, where I see the value. But there's nothing that's mandatory here. Nothing. Um, you know, but if you want to, right? If you want to be, and we'll talk about like where it is, if you want to be in the room with leaders that people you look up to, you got to make yourself be able to have that ability to be in that room. Okay. Be the person that can figure stuff out. Stop trying to get people to do everything for you. It's just that simple, right? There's nothing more valuable than that. Do you know why I'm so good at underwriting? Because I didn't bug Scott for the answers and make me just answer me because he could answer it in 2 seconds. I instead called the carrier. I went and looked stuff up. I bugged carrier reps. I went and read the product guides, right? Like be the person that can figure it out. Now, if you do everything in your power to figure it out and then you can't, then go ask for help. But there is a lot of people that don't do that. Like I get people that come to me every day that don't do that, right? There's a difference between, hey, like I want to learn how to do this, but like, do you ever try to go figure it out yourself first? Because here's the deal. How many of us can agree when we figured out how to do it on our own first, we were way better at it faster? Can we all agree to that? Yes, right? Like we'd all agree. If we go try to figure it out on our own, it's there, right? But example, like I gotta help um with some underwriting. If it's your first week, that's great. You don't even know where to go look. So that's good. Come to me, ask me for help. That's your job, right? Like I don't even know where to look at. I have no idea where to even begin. Correct. You don't. You're brand new. That's totally cool, right? But then I'm going to show you how to go figure it out. I'm not going to figure it out for you. I'm going to show you how to figure it out, right? So I think it's super important to be the person who can figure it out in life. Okay. I love this one, right? The best opportunities look like tiny cracks, not open doors, right? Opportunities rarely feel obvious in the moment. Capitalizing on them requires one part awareness to spot the tiny crack, and oh, it's supposed to say 10 parts courage. Got to fix that test. It's all good. Don't fix it right now. But right, like, because you got to drive through it, right? Like, think about, has anybody ever watched? Because it freaks me out, by the way, the people that go like caving and like squeeze through and got to like let the air out of themselves. Those I can't even like. That is insane to me, right? Like just absolutely bananas that they get enjoyment out of it. But I understand why they do because they're accomplishing something that is really, really hard. They're working through a tiny crack because they have 10 parts courage. Okay. Where, right? Where are you going to be able, where is that crack for you? Right? Where are you looking at their crack? Right? Like you might not know where it is. Is the opportunity getting to a live event and seeing it, right? Guys, there's only 27 equity partners in this company. Okay. 27. That's it. We're a big gas company. There's 27. But because Nane went to an event that Mark Neubauer was at in Phoenix, I knew was going. I text Mark and said, hey, because I knew his son was also 18 getting his license. I said, hey, my niece is coming. She's, we're trying to get her there. We're trying to hook her in, right? Like we're trying to reel her in. She has the opportunity to be like so good at this. Okay. But Nani went up, introduced herself, met Mark and so. Guess who Mark recognized at conference and like called out in the breakout? Called out Nani. That was a tiny crack. And because she made the little bit, she went through the one little crack of the door of just going to a corporate overview. Now at conference, she's getting to hang out with one of 27 people that have worked their butt off in this company, right? I want to be in those rooms, right? I want them to say that to me, right? But those are the things you got to look at on whatever that is for you, okay? I think this is completely underrated in our lives. Extraordinary outputs required extraordinary inputs.
Have a good day. Good luck this weekend. I might see another day this weekend, maybe Monday or something.
Who is unmuted? Can we throw a mute hammer? Oh, can we throw a mute hammer down? Okay. Oh, here, I will. Hold on. Where's Mel? Just make me co-host. Thank you. Everybody comes in here and says they want extraordinary outputs and results, and they're not willing to get out of balance to have an insane life of balance moving forward. I had multiple people come up to me at conference and tell me, like leaders of this company, that literally like threatened me as nicely as they could and said if I took my foot off the gas, they would basically beat me. They're like, run like you've been running for 18 more months, and you will live a life that few ever dream of in this country. They're like, keep doing what you're doing, going there, right? Are you willing to get a little out of balance and endure a season of it? You don't need to have it for a lifetime to unlock a life of balance on the other side. Your output tells me that. Your dials tell me that. How many people you interview in a week tells me whether you're willing to do that or not. And again, you're only hurting yourself if you choose not to do those things, right? You're not hurting anybody else. The only people you are hurting are the people you're supposed to help. And because you're not willing to be extraordinary, you're not helping them and you're not making a difference in their life. And that's on you. And that's on me, right? I have a responsibility to help people. Like, I know that. Like, that is, God has called me to do that. And that is my job, is to help people change their life by protecting their families, by learning how to not have a boss, by learning how to get over trauma. Like, that is my job. So I am willing to give extraordinary effort to get extraordinary results. Most people want extraordinary results with minimal effort. It's the same person that is 78 years old that calls me for $300,000 of coverage and wants to pay $40 a month. They want extraordinary results with ordinary effort, right? So ask yourself, are you willing to have that kind of output for an insane input going forward? Okay. Next, the ability to take feedback is a long-term competitive advantage. So many people, especially in today's day and age, get offended at any feedback. Oh, they hurt my feelings. Or they don't show up on camera, or they don't go in to our Mac room and go dial together, or they won't go on mute. I promise you, if you can seek out constructive feedback and embrace it, you will always, I guarantee, outmatch the person that runs from it. I guarantee it, right? Like, I guarantee it. But you've got to be willing to take that feedback. Listen, I've had some leaders in this company tell me like stuff I was doing where I was, it hurt my feelings. It did, but it was supposed to in a good way because they cared about me, right? Like, they cared about me enough to say that. So for me personally, if I'm ever pushing you up, if you learn how to be the person who seeks that out, you will do it, right? Are you recording yourself, sending it to a mentor or upline? Sarah Engel, who's not even in my team, will call me all the time about policies. If she's got a client on the phone, she is not scared to pick up the phone and say, Trevor, I need help, right? Because she knows if I'm around and I can answer the phone, I'll answer it for her, right? Like, because I've seen her do this stuff. right? Like that's how like that's why this works. And why do I do that? I want this company to be big because I'm going to be an equity partner in this company for one reason only. I'm just going to help more people become successful than anybody else. Like I'm just going to help as many of you as I can as fast as I can. But I have leaders that are willing to give feedback. Are you willing to be, take constructive criticism and then implement it? Okay. So I want to talk about this, right? So seek out rooms where you don't feel like you belong. All right. Everybody wants to be in the room with Jamie Susie. Ask yourself this question. What have you done to work on yourself enough to be in that room? What have you done? Can you pick up a stack of books like Christina Watts did today on that call and said, that's what I've read this year? Can you open your Kindle like me and I can show you all the books I've read this year? Right? Can you go through all that and say, hey, right? It's discomfort, but right? Above average people want to be around above average people. I don't want to be around Eeyores. Go away. Eeyore does not do it. How long did it take? Susie? Susie knew who I was. I just developed a relationship with Susie in the last few months. Know why? She knew who I was. We've had a conversation about it. But what did I do? I would just like her stuff, comment. I also find Susie hysterical. Like her and I's sense of humor is just funny. Some people don't find her funny. Like, and that's cool. Some people don't find me funny. That's okay. I don't care. Like, I'm not for everybody. That's all right. Doesn't mean I love you less. Right. But like, how do you get in that room? Listen, I want to be in the room with Jacob Pogue, Brian Delaney, Edward Pritchett, Brad Smith. I haven't earned that right yet. I haven't done enough to be in that room every day, but I'm going to seek out those rooms and figure out how to get there. So how do we do that this fall and winter? If you are within driving distance to an event, get there. Like, get there. But I haven't earned what they've earned yet. Listen, I think that's a good thing. But why did Jamie respond to me? She's told me, like, when we finally started talking, she's like, one, you kind of responded at the, like, you just caught me at a good time. And that's part of it. I get people to respond to me, and sometimes they just call me at the wrong time. Like, I have good intentions. I can't respond to everybody that pings me.
I
Okay.
meant to Eric, sorry, because he
Oh,
deserved
good.
it. Like he told
Eric
we
did
all
deserve it.
right?
A
It's just,
100%.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So
I'm
I mean,
like,
you deserve it, but Eric deserved being in that room.
yeah, 100%. You showed up. Listen, Eric, you
Yeah.
got here. You said, me and my fiance are going to be committed. You said, I'm going to buy tickets to conference. You said, I'm going to figure it out. You said, I'm going to start building. You're doing all the right things, buddy. You 100% deserve to be in that room. That's how you earn being in that room, is doing that stuff, right? But now you got to grow, right? You want to build a team, you better grow, right? Leaders are readers, right? You got to figure out how to grow yourself to get there, but keep seeking them out and then they'll see you. And Jamie told me, like, she was like, hey, I've seen what you're doing. She's like, and their numbers. So, when you become key leader and up, when you become key leader, you get a report about all the other key leaders. When you become an AO, you get to see everybody's numbers. They put out a report every week. You get to see it, right? You get to know where you match up. All the leaders of this company look at it. Well, guess what? They saw what our agency is doing and where we're going. And they ask me all the time, what are you doing? I'm just trying to help more of you. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to support you. I'm just trying to help more of you as I can. Okay. But seek those out. You can have all the potential in the world. But what do I say when I interview everybody? We work on commitment, not potential. Because potential is nothing without execution. When you're young, everyone cares about your potential, but you get accustomed to focusing on it. But as you get older, no one cares about your potential, just your delivery against it. Absolutely. I will be at Ignite, Amanda. So, right? But you also need to come to ours, right? Like, there's a difference. You're not two very different events. But literally, like, Mel and I are going to go hang out at Ignite because we have a lot of friends there. And everybody's like, you're coming, right? I was like, well, yeah. But like, I'm actually excited for Night next year because now we're going to show up. We're not going to have a team there. Like, I'm just going to get to hang out. Like, that Ignite's going to be a blast, right? Like, like Ignite will just be, we'll get to go hang out at all the parties and like see everybody and get poured into. Like, I'm actually super excited for it. So yes, right. If you're in the Texas area and you want to go to Ignite, go to Ignite. That's how you go make friends, right? So, again, right, as that comes and where you are, for sure. If you're right there, go. Like, like those type of things. But I will also 100% be in a line. A line is very different from Ignite. Guys, there's going to be 2,000 people at Ignite. There's going to be 300, 2 or 300 at a line. And what we're trying to do is teach people differently there, right? So, but all your potential in the world, and everybody on this call has potential. Everyone does, right? But what everything is focused on is your delivery against it, right? And what are you executing? What are you doing? Are you looking at it, where it's going, that kind of stuff, okay? Next. Guys, we got to learn how to sell. Your whole life is sales. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You have to sell. We have to sell. Doesn't matter. You got to get good at it. Figure it out. Sell yourself. Sell your story, your product, your vision, your ideas. Stop being scared of what other people think and know, right? You all know we believe in go for no. Just stop. They're not thinking about you after they tell you no. Stop taking it personally. It's not personal. But how do you sell your agency? I loved Christina's message today, right? How much easier is it for her to recruit when she can say, hey, look at our numbers, right? Look at our numbers. Look at what we're doing, right? When I can tell someone, hey, here's what I did this week. Here was my lead budget, right? It's why you see me sell. Like I love sales, but it's all of it. It's yourself, your story, your product, your vision, your ideas, right? I know what Cam's story is, right? Cam has people following him because he's a lunatic and jumps off the side of bridges, right? Gets hit in the woohoo by a tree. So, he could deny all that. We all saw it. It's on video. You could say whatever you want. I saw it with my own 2 eyes. So,
Not denying, I'm just saying I did it on purpose.
yeah, well, you're crazy, right? But it made for good content, right? But is that you got the reaction and it sells that, okay? But that side of it is people are going to come to him and be like, hey, it's there versus, right? Like, can I really market to a 30-year-old stay-at-home mom? For me personally, no. But I have my people on my team that can. They could be like, hey, right? I got Amanda Mendez, right? I got Seta who raised her whole family, right? Like, look at what Jay's doing, right? Like, we have, Crystal has her story, right? Like, we all have those stories on what they're doing. All right. Please learn to sell. You have to, it's a craft, but everything in life is sales. Every single thing. Okay. So we can probably all agree building a reputation for liability is important. Do you want to be around people that are reliable or unreliable? I mean, it's pretty straightforward, but you can get pretty damn far just by being someone that people can count on to show up and do the work, right? What's your reputation? What is the sentence people say about you when you're not in the room? Do they say they can count on you? Right? You know my saying, I want 3 a.m. friends. I want the friends that I can call at 3 a.m. and no questions asked. Those are the people I want in my life. Mel and I were talking about it literally this week on, if you would have told us this is where we'd be right now, we would have thought you were crazy. But, it was totally worth it. It's there, but how do you build that? If you say you're going to do something, do it. If you say you're going to make 500 calls in a week, make 500 calls in a week. If you say you're going to show up to a meeting, show up to a meeting, right? Be the person that has a reputation for liability. Okay. Next. So this is a little different for me. Okay. Everybody's like, follow your passion. Guess what? My passion would be to be like, still play professional baseball. I can't do that. I'm almost 50 years old. It's not how life works. Right. But here's my thing about your energy. Passion can lie, but energy never does. So what does chasing energy mean? Okay. What fills your cup instead of takes out of your cup? Okay. Like what fills your cup? Like what gets you going? I get way more juice out of watching someone make their first dial, help their first family, hire their first recruit, call me and be like, Trevor, I have no idea what I'm doing. Help me. Like that's way more fun for me than anything I'll ever do. Like, I enjoy that side way more, but are you doing that for your team? Are they looking at you and saying, he is so energetic when he goes to work. She is so energetic when they go to work every day, right? Like they're following that through. All right. Man, just be a professional. Do the old fashioned things well. In a day and age where no one does that, look people in the eye. Do what you say you'll do. Be early. Show up on camera. Practice good posture. Have a confident handshake and listen more than you speak. Just do those things. You start learning how to do those things well and you do them well, you'll notice your whole life change, right? Right. If we're sitting back and we're like, right, who wants to talk to someone like that? So, like, is it's there. So, um, like it's but if you do those things, right? So M's talking about schedule. Stick to your schedule. Just commit to a time and stick to it. Like, even when it sucks. Right? It's part of the reason I chose to do 75 hard with everybody I'm doing it with, right? I have to stick to a schedule, right? I have to do these things. I can't eat sugar, no alcohol, right? Guys, I'm going to AO Academy and I got to work out twice a day. I got to figure it out, right? So, like, that's what I got to do. Like, I'm still going to do it. Like, it is what it is. And the last one, everything matters. You don't get to pick and choose when you show up because the world will ignore your best and judge you for your worst. Period. The end. That is just how life works. That is how symmetry works. That is how everything in our life works, right? You don't get to pick and choose when you show up, right? And if you do, right, you will be ignored. How many people have seen people here that they pick and choose when they show up, when it's convenient for them? Right? Can we all agree we've probably seen that before? Right? Like on where it's going. And here's the deal. If you do the little things right, the big things will fall into place. Everything you do matters, right? Everything you do that matters. What you take into your brain matters. Who you talk to and associate with every day matters. And again, remember this, nothing is mandatory here. Nothing. We don't work for each other. We're here to help each other. We're here to help each other build big, huge, giant teams, but nothing is mandatory. Nothing. I say that because I've watched things happen. I've watched things happen in other agencies. Don't let anybody tell you. I'm serious. Don't let anybody tell you what to do. Don't. Right now, if you go ask for advice, should I do this, this, and this, and they say go do it, then you don't. Well, that makes you a dum dum, right? Like that's like, hey, they're telling what you to do. They're giving you great advice, but you're not doing it. So you got to figure out like what matters there and what goes through. So, I think coming out of conference, right? Look at where you've been and what you're doing. You have all this enthusiasm, all this momentum, but are you doing all the stuff we just talked about it? Are you really doing it? Are you executing on it? Where's it going? Right? We got 2 days left in the month, right? What are you chasing? Right? Are you chasing what promotion, what commission promotion? What are you doing? Right? And more importantly, again, what are you doing to get to team leader? Because everybody on this call, I'm pretty sure, is building. What are you doing to get to team leader? Right? AO is great, I promise, but you can't get to AO if you don't become a team leader. Right? Like, and we all raise your hand, like, and I'll ask it again on here, right? If you had 6K a month in your bank account, what would it do for you? Probably do a lot. You all can go do it. You just got to choose to do it. Other way, Mel, team leader, key leader, AO. It's all right. You can't skip it. You got to go there, but you can do T key AO pretty quick, right? So just understand that there. So as we finish up, I wanted to get through that a little bit quicker than I planned, but we got here late because of writing that other policy. Anybody got anything they need help with, they want to go over before we jump off here? This is your chance. No?
I do. I have some concerns. Yeah, so you know how like, I'm trying to like, short my learning curve and also do all my personal development and dial. It's just a lot, right? So, I'm trying to find a schedule that like incorporates enough training, enough dialing, enough personal development. I want like a proper balance. So like, what would your advice be on that?
You have to figure it out by testing, look at it. Do I like how that's going? Nope. Massive action and then
Mm-hmm.
then a correction, right? That's what Mac is. So you're taking massive action. Do you like how you're feeling with the schedule you have? If you don't, okay, let's adjust one of those, two of those things, right? But we want to move a pivot point at a time, right? People come in here and I watch it. They do these wholesale changes. They go from going right to going left to going front to going back. It's not
Yeah.
that, it's about pivot, right? So, okay, start getting there. Like, I have to dial, same, right? So for me, I know later, Cam, I know, right? Like my day starts around 4:30, 5 o'clock. I need my day to start. For me, I want my reading done in the morning. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer when I can get my first workout in before all the calls start. I prefer when my day goes that way. Not every day is that way right now, but I prefer that, right? Like I kind of, but I'm messing with it, right? Like, okay, hey, do I like this here? Do I like doing it there?
Mm-hmm.
What do I like? What do I prefer? And so that's what I'm trying to figure out. That's what you got to do. I mean, you got to be like, okay, hey, am I getting to where I want to go? But remember, shorting your learning curve doesn't mean taking shortcuts either. I'm not saying you are,
No.
right? But there are no shortcuts, right?
Okay.
And I will say this again, and I said it, and Christina read it on today's thing. Just because you're a good producer and you can sell here does not mean you're a influential leader. And that's what we're all trying to come, right? Who do you want to follow? The people that have influence, right? That when you talk to them, you get with them, you're like, I want to be where they are, right? So, but you just got to pivot and look at that stuff. And it's going to change, right? Like over time. My schedule looks right very different today than it did 3 months ago, than it did 6 months ago. It's not just this is what I'm going to do and this works forever. It's a fluid moving thing that you got to work on.
Okay. So I thought, the Ivy League method, whatever it is, like an
Uh-huh.
hour blocks. So I put like
Yeah.
dialing like 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour, or the evening is like 3 hour block, but still,
Yeah.
I was just trying to see how it works. Thank you.
Yeah. Just we've talked about that. Keep doing that. And then we'll see how it's feeling and what the results are. And then we'll pivot as necessary.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Anyone else before we get off?
I just want to say the constant reminders are so appreciated, and I appreciate everyone on this call. So thanks for being awesome to work with.
I agree.